Well, it's turning into a two-team race in La Liga, and thankfully we are one of the two teams. We're fighting it out with Barcelona. Going forward in the Copa del Rey, we're doing really well, and we're also, well, I want to say we're doing well in the Champions League. We're in the first knockout round, but today we're playing Schalke, so we'll have to see how that goes. We're playing them at home, and then today it's going to be the second half of our Copa del Rey match against Real Zaragoza. So let's get to it. My name's FM20, and it's time to get real. We've been on a really good run. We actually set the record for most consecutive wins, which was 9, which was in here, I want to say. We beat Malaga 4-0 thanks to goals by Resnicek, Sutter, Matasevic, and Verdonk in the Copa del Rey 5th round against Eibar, which we played. Yeah, Maria had a hat trick's worth of goals. Against Leganes, we won 1-0 thanks to a Barry Verdonk goal in the 28th minute. Against Zaragoza in the first leg of the Copa del Rey, we got 3 goals from Matasevic, Resnicek, and Sutter. We got helped because they had a player sent off on a double yellow. Data was booked in the 23rd minute, and he got sent off again for a tackle that really could have gone either way. If they'd kept him on, I would have been surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised, but they sent him off, and I wasn't surprised by that either. Once they went off, they kind of fell back, and we just took advantage of it. Everybody had a solid game except Israel, who just for whatever reason kept getting abused by their midfielder. But once also after Dato got sent off, that's when we started scoring. We had 23 shots, 11 on target to their 8 and 4. We just thoroughly dominated them, and it's 3 away goals. Against Getafe, who aren't exactly the best team in the league. They're 12th. We drew 1-0. I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that I played a decently, no, I'm not going to say decently rotated side, but it wasn't my strongest 11. And they just, we had an average game. And, Israel, again, kind of fell down. Resnicek came on, didn't do any better. Verdonk had a bad game. Matasevic had a bad game. And, Robert Maria scored in the 47th minute. They equalized with a Duello goal in the 71st minute. We really just didn't deserve to win this game. Getafe played really, really well. And then against Levante, we won 2-1 thanks to goals by Maria and Uche. This was a solid game for us. Levante made a game of it. They kept the possession pretty even. They played a lot of keep away. They dwelled on the ball a lot, but we managed to break through a couple of times, and that's what saw us through. So today, we're going to play Schalke at home in the Champions League first knockout round. We're going to play Valencia offline and then come back and play Zaragoza. And then, depending on what happens next, maybe the Copa del Rey final will be in here somewhere, but we'll definitely come back for the Schalke game next episode. So I'm going to set my best 11, check the reserves, and we're going to be back with our match against Schalke in just a bit. So one of the other things I screwed up on was that I had a U19 match yesterday, and I clicked the wrong thing. I had, it'll show you, hey, there's 6 players that can play the U19s. What do you want to do? And I thought I'd just click the 2 players I wanted to play, and instead, when I went down and selected it, I selected everybody who was available to play. So I have a few players like Sutter and Boyce and a couple others who played the entire almost the entire match of the U19 game yesterday. So as a result, they're gassed today. So we're a little thin. We got Seferovic in goal, Broderson, Zorlu, Uche, and Fernandez as the defensive back 4. Gusto and Malo as the midfielders. Verdonk and Israel as the attack midfielders. Matasevic and Maria up top as the strikers. Pagano was one of the players I played in the U19 match yesterday. He's currently at 80%. Leon and Liverpool. Okay. Broderson on the throw-in, gives it away. Up to Joselson. Over to Tobias, who was sitting between the defenders. Holds it up. Sends it back to Joselson. To Shoria. Takes the shot. Oh, Seferovic blocked it, but it went right to Johnson. Open goal for him to score. This can really come back to bite us. Broderson is young, and he will turn into a good defensive left back, but Broderson on the throw. Augusto back to Broderson. Crosses it in. Erlenbeck heads it down to Cubero. He sends it up towards Johnson. And he gets it in front of Fernandez. Jolselson takes a shot. Seferovic blocks it. Uche just bombs it out of bounds. Guerrero sends it in. And Seferovic jumps up in the crowd and stops it. Get it to the 16. Get it to the 16. Dude, he held it on too long. Well, Verdonk is there. Up to Matasevic. Gets in, takes a shot. Ready, Cabero. I'm almost... we'll check after this. Johnson. Jolselson over the crossbar. Yeah, distribute quickly. To the flanks. Throw it long, take short. You know what? Take short kick. We'll go to take short kicks and see what happens there. Fernandez. Up to Maria. Got between the defenders. And he takes a shot, but it's very wide left. Broderson to Augusto. Back to Broderson. Up to Verdonk. Back to Broderson. To Augusto. Malo up towards Matasevic, who got between the defenders. It's like 1-on-4. Takes the shot. Bounces it off a Schalke player. Goes out of bounds. Corner kick for Hyen. Augusto. Now Uche couldn't get to it. Guerrero. Driving forward for Schalke. Dispossessed. And the highlight ends. Come on. Johnson on the throne for Schalke to Tobias. Crosses it in. And Shoria is there again. Shonia, he had the assist last time. Nuts. They've had 6 shots, 5 on target, 3 and 1. That was Broderson. Just not having a good game. Coming up on halftime. 5 shots, 3 on target for us. 7 shots, 6 on target for Schalke. They've got 2 goals to our none. Kubero. Taps over to Retzos. Up to Erlenbeck. Up into space for Tobias. Jeez, what the hell? Seferovic came out and just... don't want to see this. Uche to Fernandez. Back to Uche. All the way back to Seferovic. Uche up to Augusto. Back to Uche. To Augusto. To Malo. To Uche. To Augusto. To Malo. Up into space for Matasevic, but Ozgur gets there first. Cabero. Oh, he totally kicked it away, and Matasevic was right there. Oh, that was lower league Bush level right there. Tried kicking it away and just went right to Matasevic. Okay, sometimes you need a break. We're going to get Israel off and bring on Resnicek. We're going to get Augusto off and bring on Van Horn. Probably need to get Fernandez off at some point in time, but we're going to leave him on just for a little bit. Ozgur to Shonia. Gets by Broderson. Shonia to Ozgur. Oh, over the crossbar. It was a nice cross. I'm going to bring Diallo on for Broderson. Johnson crosses in. Shonia's there and he heads it over the crossbar. Broderson's just been abused too much. Yeah, Fernandez is on a yellow, but I need to leave him on. Fernandez to Maria. Knocked away. Johnson to, I can't pronounce that, Sobranov. Lage up to Tobias. Centers it to Guerrero. Erlenbeck to Tobias. To Johnson. Malo dispossesses him. Matasevic. Up into space for Resnicek. Got a yellow. He hasn't even been on all that much. Lage's off. He'll miss the next game. It's a penalty kick from just outside the box. Can we do anything with it? No, because they're not showing a highlight. Schalke gets a 3-1 win. Son of a gun. Well, we're going to play Valencia offline. And then come back for Zaragoza in the Copa del Rey semifinal leg. We beat them 3-0 away, so we got a 3-0 goal. We got a 3-0 lead going into it. Probably be a mostly rotated side too, so we will have to wait and see. What I need to do is go back to the board and see how far they wanted us to go in the Copa del Rey, because, I mean, heck, we're in the semifinals. Let's take a look at that here in just a second. Copa del Rey reached fifth round minimum, so they're okay with that. So if we play a mostly rotated side against Zaragoza, especially with a 3 away goal lead, knock on wood, we should be okay. So we're going to be back with that match here in just a bit. One of the things I forgot to go over was injuries. We've got more than a few, and a couple of them are kind of critical. William Benvenuti is out with a sports hernia that happened a couple weeks ago. He'll be back in maybe 2 weeks. Antonio Augusto sprained his ankle ligaments. He's out for another 2 weeks at least. Daniel Pagano is also out with a double hernia. He's out for at least the next month, which leaves me really thin at defensive left back. I'm really kind of kicking myself for that. Today, as I mentioned earlier, we're playing Zaragoza. It's the second part of the semifinal leg. We've already got a 3-goal lead, so I'm going to go... It's going to be a mostly rotated side. I mean, there'll be some starters there, maybe not a lot. The problem is we're playing Zaragoza again in 3 days, and they are a decent squad. They are currently 10th. So, we've got our work cut out for us. At the same time, Dato's suspended. They're missing Rubio with pulled ankle ligaments. They're better players. So I'm going to set my 11 for this game and the reserves. We're going to be back with our match against them in just a bit. Well, it's not exactly our strongest 11, but it is a good 11. We got Seferovic in goal, Diallo, Zorlu, Uche, and Fernandez as the defensive back four. Van Horten, Fabian as the midfielders. Sutter and Resnicek as the attacking midfielders. Matasevic and Boyce up top as the strikers. Fernandez to Resnicek. Back to Fernandez. In the crowd, Matasevic's there, but he heads it over the crossbar. Seferovic over to Uche. Brings it forward. Up to Resnicek. And Resnicek is dispossessed because he ran into Fernandez. Now Cimento cuts inside. Back to Vinicius. To Vieira. Out to Centellas. To Nascimento. Holds it up outside the box. Dispossessed by Fernandez, who got his revenge. Over to Fabian. Fabian drives forward. Long pass. Boyce rounds the keeper, but Pfeiffer got back in time. That was a nice effort by Boyce, though. Corner kick. Zorlu. Oh, Vinicius stepped in front of Boyce, but Boyce is going to get there first. Back to Fernandez. And the highlight ends. That was interesting. And Fernandez picked up a yellow. And so did Resnicek. Good grief. Zorlu sends it in. Uche heads it over the crossbar. Fernandez to Resnicek. Back to Fernandez. Crosses it in, knocked away. Van Horn's going to run it down. He drops it off to Fabian. Back to Uche. To Fabian. To Van Horn. To Matasevic. Over to Sutter. Sutter crosses it. Resnicek in the box. Stops it, but can't get to it before he's dispossessed by Centellas. However, Resnicek runs it down. Fabian. To Van Horn. Back to Fabian. Up to Resnicek. Crosses it in. Sutter's there, and he scores. That was nice. And he was offsides. Resnicek heads it down to Boyce. Cuts between the defenders. Taps it up for Matasevic. And Pfeiffer's right there to stop it. That was not a lot Matasevic could do with that. Zorlu on the corner kick. Uche. And it goes just wide. Resnicek off the long pass. Loses the ball. Nascimento. To Banis. Seferovic blocks it, and it goes out of bounds. There's some weird match engine stuff going on again. Vieira for the corner kick. Knocked away by Uche, but Gerondo's going to run that down. And the highlight ends. Well, tie game at the half. We've had 13 shots, 4 on target to their 4-3. We've had a huge possession advantage. Tell the guys on all the yellow cards to calm down. Last thing I need is somebody to go off the red for Zaragoza to score 4 goals. You know what? We're going to go back to the balanced. Seferovic to Uche. Taps up to Fabian, over to Van Horn. Van Horn to Sutter. Sutter holds it up, tries crossing in, but he bounces it off a Zaragoza player. Van Horn ends up with the ball after Diallo got it. Fabian back to Van Horn. Matasevic to Boyce to Resnicek, got by the defender. Fabian is there. No, Pfeiffer was there to block it. That was good defense by Zaragoza. Nascimento with a corner kick in for Zaragoza. Banis is there off the crossbar. Just a little bit past 60 minutes in. We're going to bring Dennis Batha on for Fernandez. Diallo is going to come to the center. And Broderson is going to come on and replace Uche at the left back position. We'll go another 10 minutes or so and then probably get Resnicek off. Sutter holds it up. Back to Fernandez. Across the field to Diallo. To Fabian. Back to Diallo. Out to Resnicek. Corner of the box. Holds it up. Crosses it in. Sutter's there and he scores. Is that offsides? No, he was onside that time. Well done. Okay. Looked remarkably similar to what happened the first time he scored and he was offsides. Good cross by Resnicek. Oh, excuse me. Nice job by Sutter. Pfeiffer sends it forward. Broderson steps in front of it, gets it to Matasevic. He drives forward, holds it up, back to Broderson. Broderson centers it to Fabian. Fabian guts left, and he's dispossessed by Giselo. Now see, what's the 27 doing? Oh, good grief. Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, look at this. This is Giselo. This is Zorlu. So theoretically, can I zoom back? I can't. So theoretically, we're going to go forward. Zorlu comes over to get this guy when this guy is right in front of him. And this guy, there's no one else. Diallo should get Banis. Zorlu should get Giselo. Instead, George Herrick, jeez. Zorlu closes down on Banis, and Giselo runs right by him. What the hell is that? I know SI redid the whole marking system this year, but if that's the result, they need to fix it. Because that is just some stupid stuff. I mean, even if you're zonal marking, I'll be the first to admit, I am not the world's expert when it comes to zonal marking. What happened there was wrong. Resnicek, who apparently picked up an injury while I've been bloviating. Van Horn to Fabian, to Sutter, to Van Horn. Out to Broderson. All the way back to Fabian, to Resnicek. Holds it up, crosses it in, Sutter's there, and he scores again. Jeez. Unflippin' real. Not the goal. The goal was nice. The defensive play that led to their goal is just... Well, not that it was ever in doubt, but the 2 goals by Sutter definitely helped us, and we beat Zaragoza. Let's find out who we're playing here in the final. It's the Copa del Rey final. And we'll come back for that here in just a bit. Well, unless something big happens, it looks like we're going to be playing Villareal in the Copa del Rey final, but that's not until this round will be drawn 3-7. Okay, well, that's coming up then. Let's get there. Oh, I totally forgot to change my training. Okay, we'll get that here in a second. Well, we know we're playing either Villareal or Real Madrid, and Villareal has a 3-goal lead on Real Madrid, so chances are it's going to be Villareal, and they are currently in 3rd. So we've got a 10-point lead on them. We're neck and neck with Barcelona. It's going to go to the end of the season. Barcelona's got to trip up somewhere. Maybe against Athletic Club. We're playing them. They're playing Real Madrid, so this game here on the 27th could be key. What we are going to do is come back for Schalke and Valladolid. And then we will come back for the Copa del Rey final and this Barcelona match. And then probably play Celta Vigo at the end of the season and a wrap-up. So, a couple of good wins. Well, the Valencia win offline was really, really good. The game against Zaragoza should have gone a lot better. That defensive stuff is just going to keep driving me up a wall. We need some help against Schalke, but we kind of knew that going in. They're a good club. They're a solid squad. So, we're playing them away. If we can get 3 away goals and equalize their away goals, we should be okay. If not, what did the board want us to do? They wanted us to be competitive in the Champions League. So we're in the first knockout round. That's definitely competitive. They can't complain about that. So what they should complain about is the same thing I'm complaining about, the freaking match engine. But we'll leave that aside for now. If you did like what you see and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM20. I thank you for